we have to talk about some of these genuinely insane updates around Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Because as crazy as many of these recent stats have been, things are going even better than many people realize for this game, to the point where I imagine post-launch support may end up getting impacted by all of this. As right off the bat, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is following a surprisingly similar path to Baldur's Gate 3. Get your original release date somewhat stepped down by Microsoft, forcing you to release a bit early, but then debut to some insanely positive stats. Following the reveal that this RPG has an optional romance option, there was, I suppose, boycott going on. But at least based off these numbers, that boycott just didn't work, as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 sold 1 million copies in just one day. Compared to the first game, that's a major milestone, as Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 took just under 2 weeks to hit that same number. And while that number does sound super impressive, 1 million copies sold in 24 hours or so, it's actually kind of underselling what happened, because the current number is very likely much higher than that. One of the pretty wild phenomena that is occurring with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is it just seems like it has an insane amount of positive word of mouth. Just about everyone you talk to is really enjoying this game right now. So positive word of mouth is rapidly spreading, and the player count just keeps going up higher and higher. On Steam, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has broken its peak player count 6 times already, and the very telling part about this is the daily player high. The first day this game dropped was a Tuesday, and things peaked at just under 160,000 players. Day 2 got to 175,000, while Day 3 went all the way up to 185,000. But then we started to hit some of the real player peaks over the weekend as we hit just under 260,000 total players. And while that trajectory was somewhat expected, games that drop on a weekday will normally hit their overall peaks over the weekend, typically on that Sunday. But as we came around to Monday, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is doing something strange even beyond that. Because right now, on this Monday afternoon, the weekday number is rising once again, as Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 just passed 200,000 players on a weeknight. The previous high on last Thursday being 185,000, but now we're easily clearing 200,000. And if it's not obvious to you, that's a really big deal. That means that between last week and this week, around 15,000 additional daily players are somehow here. That basically just being the positive word of mouth, causing a lot of people in the gaming sphere to bring their attention to this game and actually purchase it for the first time. These are players that didn't pre-order this game and get it on release day, but are now picking it up about a week later, which might mean that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 could end up seeing the player count records continue to go higher and higher, thanks to all of these positive reviews from both press and fans. Right now, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has an 89 overall on OpenCritic, and honestly, if anything, this is artificially low due to some reviews accounting for politics and lowering the score as a result, and the Steam reviews are at equally impressive, very positive right now. And what that all means is there are more people playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 right now, at least at the time of filming this video, than in the first 4 days of release. And while breaking this overall player high may be a bit ambitious, there are floods of additional players coming in right now, but simply this level of positive word of mouth is kind of unprecedented when it comes to game launches that were already this big. To see it launch to this many players, but then continue to inch upward is pretty crazy. And it seemingly has paid off. Daniel Vavra, the creative director at Warhorse, does say, "Before launch, we at the studio made a bet on how many copies we would sell, and I won. I missed by 300 copies. We are satisfied with the number, and if the trend continues at the same pace, it will be great." And he does continue on to mention that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is already profitable, and those copies sold in the first 24 hours have already fully paid for the development of this entire game. And to me, it's just hard to not be thrilled about all of this. Kingdom Come Deliverance had a very long journey from that initial Kickstarter to now selling 1 million copies in 24 hours. And that's going to send an incredibly clear message to this studio. Players are loving Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and they desperately want more of it. But thankfully, more is coming. If you didn't know, KCD2 has fairly extensive post-launch plans, and with how much of a success launch was, I can only imagine more post-launch support is coming as a result. There are a few freebies going around right now. You have up until tomorrow, February 11th, to claim the Warhorse armor set from Twitch Drops. You can also join Pros, a kind of reward system they have going on, to get this horse comparison in-game. But then some of the real DLC is coming in just a couple of months. A couple of weeks ago, Warhorse dropped their own roadmap trailer detailing the full year of updates for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So really what will take us to the end of 2025 with this game. Some of the initial free content coming in spring include some more basic stuff. A barber feature is getting added, which will allow you to edit your hairstyle on an existing character. Hardcore mode will be coming in a post-launch update. This was a feature in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, and in that game, this mode not only made combat and saving a bit more difficult, but also brought some changes to quest difficulty. So with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this will really be the most intense way to experience this game, but we're also getting more horse racing as a minigame. There are already a couple of horse races in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, but this update will dramatically expand the offerings and seemingly make it more of a proper side minigame that you can do from area to area. All of those free additions are being slated to drop in the spring wave of updates, so likely over the next couple of months, but with the start of summer and even potentially a bit before that, we're getting some more paid content that is going to be more beefy and add in more content overall. The total amount of DLC that this game will get isn't totally clear, and I have to imagine that's still being decided as they're evaluating how much of a success this game was. But at least as of right now, for $30, you can buy the expansion pass, which will come with the first 3 questline expansions. And on the store page for that pass, we get a pretty good idea of what we could expect from them, but also when they're coming. Brushes with Death will come first in April to June, this being a new questline to help a mysterious artist with an enigmatic past. Legacy of the Forge will drop sometime between July and September, and you'll be involved with restoring a Kuttenberg forge and becoming a master blacksmith yourself. It seems pretty likely that this will be Martin's forge and will likely provide some more backstory on what happened in Henry's life before we started playing as him, but you also have to imagine this will expand on some of the blacksmithing mechanics at least to some degree. And finally, Mysteria Ecclesia dropping between October and December. This will have you exploring Sedlet's monastery to stop the spread of a deadly illness. And these should be pretty interesting. With Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, the DLCs weren't full-on expansions, but they still were quite extensive. So what you could expect from these is a proper questline being added into the game, but it's an interesting one where it's not just a questline. If you've played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at all, you've probably noticed that yes, the questlines here can be pretty expansive, multiple hours of new content, so you could definitely expect that from these expansions or expansion questlines. But in the first game, many of the DLCs also implemented quite a bit in the way of new content and features, whether it be new armor sets to unlock, but also things like a full-on dog companion. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, Mutt was added in by a DLC. That's how you got a dog in the first place, and one of the other DLCs even added in the ability to build up your own town in Kingdom Come Deliverance. So looking back at what we have here for KCD2, I expect something similar. It'll likely be some kind of core new questline introducing the new concept and features, well, some story components, but then some kind of feature that you'll be able to spend many more hours messing around with even after that questline is over. And with how much more popular Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is already, I would expect more DLC, not less. You have to consider with this game, we're getting the entire first year roadmap 2 weeks before the release of the game. That's pretty early on, and I have to imagine their DLC plans are only evolving and expanding with the release of the game. Although with that in mind, with the release of this trailer, there definitely was some pushback from fans who just felt frustrated that we're getting a roadmap for a single player game in the first place, but even further, that some of these features were being dropped later as free updates, with some feeling like they should have just came with the game to begin with. These are things that didn't make it in time for release, and you shouldn't celebrate that. At least for me, I'm not really that bothered by this. I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is very much so worth the money and already a feature-rich game, and honestly, more so than anything else, I'm just excited to see how some of these DLCs will take the game in interesting new directions. Because overall for me, I am simply in love with this game. It's some of the most fun I have ever had covering a game on this channel, and I'm already planning videos for further tips on secret features, but also some of the amazing mods coming out right now. Many of those mods addressing some of the biggest complaints from players, and even beyond that, I have to imagine general game updates are just around the corner. I'll also have videos on all of that content as well, so make sure to get subscribed.